Welcome back, boys, girls, and NBs to the judgiest place on the internet. This guy's name is Josh.
This gal's name is Erika.
And this guy's name is Christian.
And we are the Judgies. I'm Yassified, binge.
Yas, binge.
Yes.
If you guys didn't catch the Twitch stream over at twitch.tv/JudgiesPod, Aurora did my makeup, and it was on point.
It really was. It was very good.
And I made a thirst trap.
Mm-hmm.
And that was very good.
Thank you.
It was very good.
It took like 7 attempts. It's not easy.
I believe
Really?
it.
Yeah.
Getting those transitions down.
Yeah. Didn't clean the mirror.
Wow, embarrassing.
Yeah.
Yuck, ew, disgusting, gross.
Sorry.
Yuck, throw up in my mouth.
I haven't seen you guys in like a week. What's up with that?
I know. You never ask us to hang out. Well, also, Christian was out of town.
Yeah, that's the bigger one.
Yeah, that's
what's
fair.
up with that?
So it's nice to see ya.
Yeah.
What's new in your guys' lives?
Let
Both
me-
new shirts.
I got this one like November-ish. I just haven't worn it on the pod. But let me fucking tell you what my coworker said today.
I
Spill
will.
the tea.
My coworker, she just started, I don't know, within like the last 6 months or so. And she's 25.
Okay.
Okay. And she comes up and we're talking. We've been kind of slow at work lately, which so grateful for. But we're talking about our college experiences and blah, blah, blah. And she goes, I can't believe that I forget that you're considerably older than me.
Considerably.
Her exact fucking words. You're considerably older than me. She's 25.
2 years?
She's about to be 26 in like less than a month.
So less than 2 years.
Less than 2 years older than her. And then she's like, and I was like, bitch, what?
Ancient, disgusting, dusty,
Yeah.
older than dirt.
Yeah. And I was like, excuse you. And she's like, no, I just mean that I'm surprised that, having, what'd she say? She said, I'm surprised that with how much older you are than me, that we graduated college at the same time.
Oh
And I was
my
like, oh, okay,
God,
okay.
doxer.
Okay, so you're calling me old and stupid. You're really doing great here.
Doxer.
Yeah.
Let the fourth judges rain down the wrath upon her.
And she kept trying to backpedal and like she's laughing and I'm like, I'm just sitting here
Keep
taking
talking,
it all in.
bitch. Keep
I'm like,
talking, bitch.
I just want you to know, I'm going to talk about this on the podcast. And I'm going to have all of our listeners judge you.
You're getting
Considerably older. What the fuck?
You're gonna have 20,000 people think you're a total piece of shit.
I thought I was gonna give them I was giving them the benefit of the doubt in my mind. Like maybe she means that like you're more established, like you
Just
have
like-
a house, a salary, a baby on the way.
No, I'm considerably older and I'm fucking stupid because I graduated late.
It's not your fault you took a gap year
I didn't.
your senior year.
I didn't. I was in school the whole time. I'm just fucking dumb.
You just paid for a gap year, right?
You just rearranged the GPA to gap. And you're like, you know what? Redo. Do over.
Yeah. So I was pretty salty. But then she said something fucking stupid. Well, that was also fucking stupid, but so that I could make fun of her.
There you go.
It worked
Perfect.
out. Perfect balance in the workplace.
As all things should be.
Yeah.
as all things should be.
And speaking of perfect balances, we're going to do a little fun thing. Erika's going to open up some listener mail sent to us at P.O. Box 50, Ottawa, Illinois, 613-613-613-613-50.
You know it, Joshua.
I always mix it up. But thank you. If you want to send some
Thanks.
stuff in, do that, and we'll open it. Oh, no. No. Don't tell me it is.
A
no,
carrot.
It's a replacement carrot. I can never break that one.
This one's softer, though.
Okay, that's good. So you can
Look
throw it
how
harder.
cute this is.
That's so well made.
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh.
Thank
Okay,
you.
There's a note. with
Oh
a
my
little
God, how fucking cute is
ribbon.
that?
I love the...
How did this
love
get sent
it.
through Amazon?
Can you prime homemade crafts?
Let's hope so.
DI Prime?
Hi, Judgies.
Hello.
When I heard on the pod this week that the sacred carrot was destroyed, I knew what I had to do. So I took up my divine crochet hook and crafted a new sacred carrot for Lady Rick to wield against the true monsters of this world. Bad jokes. Love, Cat.
Oh, that's very cute.
At first,
Very
I was
cool.
like a little nervous that it was going to be for the baby and I couldn't throw it at Josh. but doesn't say anything about the kids. So,
Yo, fuck that baby. Throw that shit at Josh.
do you want to hold it really quick before it gets thrown at you so you know what to expect?
Sure. Oh, it's so nice. It's so soft.
It's like really soft yarn.
I can tell you put a lot of care into it.
Ooh.
We're also doing a fun little thing here.
Did you catch that?
Yeah, I
I
caught
threw
it.
it to him. Yeah.
Carrot to him.
Yeah. Guys, we're also doing a review because our numbers do better when we do reviews because it reminds you guys to leave a review. So sorry, it's business. And we like hearing what you guys have to say. So head on over to Apple Podcasts, leave us a review. 5 stars, obviously.
You can do it on Spotify too, but make sure to go to Apple if you want to put in some words. If you want to type little words.
Just like Charlotte did. 5 stars, obviously. I left one on Spotify, but since you can't comment, I'll leave it here. Love the podcast. I've recently become obsessed and have binged all the episodes on Spotify and YouTube, true fan.
Thank you.
They're a great pick-me-up for when I walk uphill to class, just like our parents.
Both ways.
Yesterday, I introduced my girlfriend to y'all, and we ended up listening to you guys together for 6 hours afterwards.
My goodness.
I love all of you, but especially Christian. Josh and Erika could step up their patterned shirt games a bit.
Yeah, you idiots.
Keep judging. I can't wait for the next pod episode to come out. Thank you so much.
That was very sweet.
Appreciate it.
But
Christian
now
doesn't get as much love as, especially not me, but Josh too. So that was very nice.
we also now get into the best part of the podcast, which is when we read stories off of the internet and we laugh at people and we judge them. And sometimes Mama does that. Mama Rick.
That's me. Okay. Let's see.
Ricky, I need you to feed those stories into my mouth like a little mama bird right now.
I'm just trying to figure out
regurgitate them into my mouth.
which one I wanted to do first.
Here comes the Rick plane. You know what? Boo me, please. Oh no! I meant to get an Erika boo on this board and I forgot.
Whoops.
I'll just give you a live one.
Okay.
Boo.
Thank you. I
That was
deserve
pretty
that.
good.
Thank you.
A little too long, but it was the same tone as the normal Erika board boo.
All right. Do you want one or two?
Two.
All right. We're back with r/best of Redditor updates.
Hooray!
The original post is titled, "My best employee quit on the spot because I wouldn't let her go to her college graduation," in July of 2016.
Yeah, that doesn't sound like an unreasonable thing.
Why is your best employee a student? That's kind of telling that nobody has been at your work for a long time.
All right, so it says, "I manage a team, and part of their job is to provide customer support over the phone. Due to a new product launch, we were expected to provide service outside of our normal hours for a bit. This includes some of my team coming in on a day our office is normally closed, based on lowest seniority because no one volunteered.
Okay.
One employee asked to come in 2 hours after the start time due to her college graduation ceremony beginning that same day. She was, I guess, taking night classes part-time in order to earn her degree. I was unable to grant her request because she was the employee with the lowest seniority and we needed coverage for that day.
So you cover it. You do it.
I said that if she could find someone to replace her for those 2 hours, she could start later. She asked all of her coworkers, but no one was willing to come in on their day off. After she asked around, some people were not scheduled for overtime, did switch shifts, and other people, but not her, I lost my spot, and volunteered to take on overtime from others who were scheduled, but these people are friends outside of work, not with her.
Okay.
And I said, as long as there was coverage, I don't interfere if people wanted to give or take overtime of their own accord. Then he says, caveat to this, I did intervene and switch one person's end time because they had concert tickets that they had already paid for, but this was a special circumstance because there was the cost involved.
How about the cost of fucking multiple years of
The tens of thousands of dollars of college fees.
The 5 fucking seconds of pride you feel getting to walk across the stage and shake the hand of a person who doesn't give a shit about you.
Mm-hmm.
Robbed by her boss.
I told this team member that she could not start 2 hours late and that she would have to skip the ceremony. An hour later, she handed me her work ID and a list of all the items she had worked list of all the times she had worked late / came in early / worked overtime for each and every one of her coworkers. Then she quit on the spot.
Good.
I'm a bit upset because she was my best employee by far.
Then why didn't you treat her well? Why didn't you give her any kind of compensation for that?
Her work was excellent. She never missed a day of work in the 6 years
Jesus.
she worked there, and she was my go-to person for weekends and holidays.
How is she the lowest on the poll if she's your best and has been there 6 fucking years?
Yeah.
At a minimum, she's a peer to everybody else. I don't care how long they've been there.
Yeah.
Even though she doesn't work here any longer, I want to reach out and tell her that quitting without notice because she didn't get her way isn't professional. I only want to do this because she was an otherwise great employee, and I don't want her to derail her career by doing this again thinking it's okay.
I don't want you to stand up for yourself.
Actually, the employer should make all the money off of you.
Like, I know most bosses would cover the 2-hour shift for their employee. You know, you think this is a once in a lifetime kind of situation. Maybe you would cover, but like, I'm trying to teach my team. You got to have principles, all right?
Even the boss forcing her to have to find the replacement, I understand in most circumstances, but in this one, like especially, like the boss should be like, "Hey, Catherine's been here.
Any kind
She's
of help?
great. We all love Kathy. Mm-hmm. Let's throw her a freaking bone here."
Yeah. So that was posted in like July of 2016.
Whoa.
The update is in February of 2022.
Wow.
Kathy's
From-
now my boss.
From Kathy.
Ooh.
So it is from the girl that had the graduation ceremony. She says, "This is about me. I know for a fact it is because this exact thing happened to me in that time frame, and I know exactly who it was. I'd like to tell this person that I have a general idea of the social norms, but for redacted medical conditions, make it impossible to stay on this side of reality very long. I did, however, get medicated and became a general manager myself that would never be a jerk like he was. And it wasn't about the graduation at all. It was so much more than that. It was about having one day that was just mine. Joke's on him, though. That diploma has gotten me farther in life than I would have ever gotten without." So...
How another question that arises, it just kind of points out how shitty of a boss this guy was. How do you just apparently she was taking night classes.
Yeah.
Like that never came up in your scheduling for her. Like never in the talks over the 6 years she worked for you of like, "Oh, by the way, I got speech tomorrow."
Yeah.
What a bad person.
Yeah. So the update's not like all that crazy.
It's
It's crazy that it's her and it's a couple years later and we get to know, but I just think that it resurfaced the story and I just couldn't fucking believe it. Like, especially in the work climate, which again, this is a couple years old, but in viewing it in today's work climate eyes, insane. Fucking insane.
Yeah.
2 hours. What store? What did they manage team leads? Right? Wasn't it? They didn't explicitly say what they were doing.
Provide customer support over the phone.
There's no way that 2 hours without one employee would fuck an entire corporation.
Yeah.
No. But that's the other thing too. Like you said, he's the boss. If you can't find employees to cover, it's on you.
Yeah.
It then becomes your responsibility. You have to cover. And the fact that you won't come in on your day off,
Yeah.
just like nobody else wants to cover someone's graduation, a fucking milestone in their lifetime.
They didn't even take the full day off either.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's the crazy thing. Is this person was such a hardworking employee for you that you couldn't even give them the slightest break. That's what pisses me off about it.
That's awesome.
I'm glad she quit.
Me too.
She was a lot nicer about it than I would have been. On the spot, as he was like, "Nah, you can't have it," I'd have been like, "Okay, well, I'm telling you,
Yeah.
I'm not going to be here.
Do with that information what you will.
I'll see you Monday.
Yeah.
If you don't want me to work here anymore, that's fine." Or if he's like, "If you don't come in, you're fired," then goodbye, fuck you.
Mm-hmm.
I'm out of here. I'd rather fucking work at McDonald's than this.
That's great.
Yeah. So
Love that for her.
I'm curious if this person is a private person, because I feel like I could fall into this situation where I'm I haven't told a single person I'm taking night classes. I've been doing 5 years of night classes. I haven't told anybody. It's my graduation day, and I would be asking people hey, can you cover for me for a couple hours? I would not tell them why. I just like, I got something going on today from 11 till 1. Could you cover? And then everybody would be like, no, it's my weekend off. And I'd be like, man, this fucking sucks. And I would never, like, it would never cross my mind to be like, oh no, it's a really important event. Could you please do this for me?
Show up to work in a graduation cap and gown. Like, I forgot to change. No.
Really quick, your hair is like coming out from underneath of your headband and it looks
ridiculous.
bad.
Really? You guys let me go how many minutes into the podcast like this?
I didn't want to interrupt you. You were talking.
What a betrayal. What a betrayal by
And
us.
I just noticed it. Okay.
And the camera's been zoomed in and hyper-focused on your face the whole episode.
Why would you guys do this to me?
In my face, I mean only your stupid little dumb hairs on your head.
You didn't notice it?
No, I didn't at all.
Okay. Well, I noticed it and I just wanted...
Well, now everybody
help you
else
out.
on the podcast noticed it, and now they're all making fun of me down in the
You could
comments.
have cut the whole thing.
That's not how this works at all.
Can I tell a quick anecdote?
Yes.
Can I tell a quick antidote for this poison that Christian is hearing to his ears? I just was told this story today.
Okay.
I have a friend / coworker who has a friend,
Okay.
Got it?
and she fucking sucks.
Okay.
I hate everything about this person.
Okay.
Same person that
Coworker's friend is you. You fucking suck.
same person whose
Got his
partner
ass.
didn't tell them they loved him for 3 years.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, so this person was working for a company, getting fucking shit on by the company, and she hated it. Hated the job. The people didn't respect her. She was doing way too much work for way too little money. She applied for a new job the same time my co-friend / worker applied for a job. Friend / coworker has a master's degree in geology. She applied for a geologist position, asked for a large amount of money, but typical for the job. And her friend, we'll call her Stacy, said, that's too much money. You're not old enough to make that much money. Please don't ask for that much money. It's going to be embarrassing for you when you don't get it. Stacy, in her job, switched to a new company, same exact position pretty much, but got paid $5,000 extra.
Okay.
And it's like, okay, good for you, girl. Go get it. Now, her first job that shit on her called her, begged for her to come back, offered her a $14,000 raise for the same position with title change, more benefits, $14,000 more a year, and like more PT. I can't remember the fourth thing. And she said no, because her boyfriend said, don't do that.
It's about the principle, Josh.
And this fucking idiot didn't even go to her current employer and be like, hey, I'm getting competing offers. Can you bump up my salary? Because she didn't feel like she earned it. And let me tell you, that's what it's like to lick a fucking boot. What the fuck? And my friend / coworker got the exact amount of money she asked for in her negotiations.
Good.
Hooray,
She should have asked for more then. She
Yeah.
should have asked for an exorbitant amount that they were like, no. How about this? And then you negotiate from there.
Yeah, but it's just so funny. It's like, man, that's such a sweet story of like, you're not old enough. Like, once you're old, you make money. It's like, fuck
Yeah.
that.
No.
No, you know you're in your 20s. You got to have just a terrible, shitty job that you grind through every single day. You hate your life. You hate your family. You hate your friends. And then you hit 40 and like you go, oh, I got 25 more fucking. But yeah, you guys know, right?
It's
Yeah.
the American way, honestly.
Literally. Unfortunately.
Unfortunately, we're going to this next story.
Off my chest. R/true off my chest.
Okay.
Okay.
Have we done off my chest? Have we only done true off my chest?
Oh.
Ooh, this might be a whoop.
I'm not sure. Go ahead and read it, though.
I purposefully hit on less attractive women in a group at a bar to stick it to the conventionally attractive women.
Damn. Go ahead and tell yourself that, buddy.
No one in my friend group nor woman would ever know I do this.
What does that mean? How often are you going out to the bars where your friends and people aren't there with you to not know that you're doing this?
No, they just don't. They wouldn't notice it. They just think that
Okay.
you're into uggos.
Do you think they don't notice it because he's just a not conventionally good-looking person?
I'm about to tell you.
Okay.
Maybe it's a low sense of self-confidence, unwilling to try and hit on more attractive women that are out of my league, or an unwillingness to change my own appearance.
Hey, I get it. no self-confidence. You gotta talk to people out of your league. You end up like me, buddy. You gotta do it.
It worked out for Christian.
I'm sorry I love my wife. Fuck me, I guess.
I'm sorry my wife's fucking hot. I'm sorry she's a 10 and I'm a 2.
If anybody's out of their league here, it's me. I'm overweight, but it's displaced well. I work out 6 times a week and have for a while. Imagine an NFL defensive lineman.
This is Christian.
Screwed up your hair again. Whenever I go out with friends, I'm definitely seen as the uglier friend. They are very attractive, and it does make me self-conscious. And they're able to bring hot women home strictly off their looks with little to no conversation. But 9 times out of 10, I'm able to swing a woman home more frequently because of what my friends call low standards, when in reality, nothing makes me happier than seeing the least conventionally attractive woman in a group being desired when their pretty friends are too pompous to allow a man to talk to them.
I hate that he's trying to make it seem like he's doing them a fucking service.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Like he's the Santa Claus of having sex.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Their face of shock just makes my day. To treat a woman like a queen who reads on their face that they don't feel like one. Before you start bashing me,
We already did.
I always make them breakfast, let them sleep over, drive them home, explain my intentions prior, how I just want to have fun for the night.
I think you're a fucking 1, but you know what? We're gonna make this night a fucking 10, okay?
Sucks that you're not as hot as Becca.
Not once has a woman said they don't want the same thing. Will I ever find true love? Maybe. Hopefully. I'm 10 months sober currently. Good for you. No intention of returning to a bar. Dating apps and a lost love from high school has made things difficult. Edit. This was posted 2 days ago. It's got 15,000 votes, about 3,500 comments. I did not expect this post to gain traction like this, but I did expect this response. A discovered delusion of grandeur, I guess. But my ulterior motive was to give a woman a good time, that is. You may ask, am I the asshole for only one night stands?
No.
That's not
No.
the shitty part.
But I have a fear of commitment, and this was a well-oiled routine for years. I loved the excitement, the emotions felt. But I'm terrified of getting bored of a long-term partner. I yearn for it. My therapist told me I should want a girlfriend less than need a girlfriend. So there's still a few kinks I have to work out for myself before I'm ready for that. I haven't been intimate since sobriety, and honestly, just been enjoying working on myself. But it feels good to put this out here.
This guy just pulled a Kevin Spacey. He's like, I got caught. I'm a piece of shit. But here's all my mental issues. And not that being gay is a mental issue for Kevin Spacey. But like just trying to be like,
It's gotta be these other things. I'm not just a piece of shit.
One night stands aren't bad inherently. You said the right thing. You're being upfront and saying, hey, this is a one night stand. Your hot friends do it too. The difference is they aren't doing it because they think their dick is a fucking gift to the world.
Yeah. But like he says, he treats them well. It's not like he's, being a dick to them specifically, but is his motive behind it, his method behind it.
Yeah. Very
garbage. You're a fucking piece of shit.
Emotionally manipulative.
Yeah. And I get that's the whole point of this True Off My Chest subreddit is to say things that you couldn't normally say in any other circumstance. But at the same time, that doesn't mean you're free from consequence or judgment.
No, fuck that. Especially not on this podcast. The consequences. I hate that.
Yeah, I'm not a fan.
I hate how...
No, what you said. We hate that.
No. We're talking about the guy. I hate how just fucking egotistical he is. Just like...
Yeah.
So one of the comments says, is this a thing of you finding women who others consider not conventionally attractive, or is this a thing of you seeing them as unattractive and still hitting on them?
Like deserving of your pity, almost.
Right.
That's an important question.
I agree.
OP says, I find all women attractive.
Fucking
I don't
cop
believe
out.
that.
What a shitty lie.
Yes, all women.
I don't believe that.
That's awesome. That's like the perfect... That tracks with his personality.
Yeah. He's trying to be like a good guy.
Yeah.
But just being a piece of shit every step of the way.
Another top comment says, to be honest, as a lifelong as a lifelong ugly, standing alone in the corner of the bar crying in the toilets friend, if they're anything like me, they probably wonder what your ulterior motive is.
Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't know. I'm not an Ugfest, but all my ugly friends do say that. I am seen as the hot friend most of the time.
Yeah, I would say that.
Yeah, mainly when I'm hanging out with Christian.
Which is fine because I don't want him getting hit on.
Yeah, which is fine.
Yeah,
Gosh.
it's fine.
We just gotta circle way back. How do you say the word? You said grandeur.
Grandeur.
How do you say it?
Grandeur.
What?
Grandeur.
I say grandeur.
I don't know.
There's no G in it.
That's just how I say it. That's how I've always said it my entire life.
Doesn't make it right.
It doesn't make the way you're saying it right.
You know what? I'll sort of go to a bar
But
and
like,
look.
I'm smart, so.
Guess who had a good word last week? You guys,
Probably Joshua.
You both complimented on me for having a good word.
What was the word? Prove it.
I don't remember. I finished editing, so it's out of my brain now.
Fair enough.
The thing is, I go to a bar and I'll try to pick out the one girl who can pronounce it grandeur, and then I'll give her a grandeur time than the rest.
You want one more before we go to the break?
Erika, I would love one more before we go to the break, as long as it's a quick one.
It's a medium-sized one. I read fast. It'll be fine. Today I fucked up.
Whoop.
Today I fucked up allowing my roommate to proofread my CV. This is a juicy one.
What does CV stand
Curriculum vitae.
for? You know, that was so impressive that you just knew that.
Let's do this one after the break. See you there. Bye.
Bye.
Wait, really?
And welcome back to this side of the break. I didn't mean to cut you off, Erika.
That's okay.
We're just trying to get that ad placed right in the middle of the episode.
Hell yeah.
Like, we have to make sure that,
We are slaves to capitalism,
consistent.
yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
But speaking of being slaves to capitalism, you know what we also are slaves to? The Circle Jurdge.
Oh, yeah.
Where we talk about shits once a month for you dimwits on this podcast. Because we've been tracking how many shits we take.
Did you plan that? That was so good. That was so smart and funny and clever and witty, Josh. Did you plan that? You had a whole week alone and you planned that?
Yes, that's what I did in my free time to myself. Guys, who wants to go first? Erika went first last time. Christian, you want to lead us off for the month of February? Shortest month of the year.
Yeah, shortest month of the year. Surprising change in events for Christian's bowel movements. I don't know if I was tracking it, made me self-conscious. Last month, what was I at? I was at like 90 poops.
Something like that.
This month, which I guess doesn't make sense. I wonder how this is counting. Oh, it's not going back a full month. In the month of February, I had 2.5 poops a day instead of 3 poops a day.
Okay.
So I've lowered my number down a little bit.
Okay. That's surprising to me.
I was a little worried because on Monday, that's February 28th, I had to travel that day. And I don't know what it is about going in an airplane, but it gets the bowels moving.
Change in atmosphere, probably.
That's got to be it. But I landed, and I pooped I pooped 5 times on the 28th.
And it didn't bump your numbers. You're still at 2.5.
Yeah, so that's why I was like, this is crazy.
2 days worth of shits on a Monday.
I had multiple days where I only shat 1 time a day.
Really?
Which is huge for me.
Are you okay?
You feeling all right, man?
Yeah, but I'm scared a little bit.
By the end of this, you're going to be shitting once every 3 months.
Yeah, I went back and looked through, and I was like, what the fuck?
Are you sure you're recording all of them?
Yeah. I know there's days where I went to record the next morning when I poop, and I went, I only pooped once yesterday. And then I did a mental check, and I was like, I did only poop 1 time.
Wow.
Because I know sometimes you're like, I feel like I could poop, but I can't tell if it's just a fart, but you don't want to risk it.
Yeah.
So is that
I think so.
A successful poop only once, but several trips to the bathroom just in case?
No, I'm not doing that.
Okay.
So how many total did you have?
I can't look up my monthly. I counted through it.
Are you not using PCal?
They don't have it on Android.
70 poops.
Yeah.
So you went down 23 poops.
That's what it says.
Huh.
Here, 75 poops.
Okay. 75. Wow. So you're down 28 poops. Well, guess what? Do you guys remember how many I had in January?
No.
27. You know how many I had in February?
28.
27, baby.
Consistency.
That's called consistency. I know that the days don't line up, but I have 27 shits. I have a quota. 27 shits. Doesn't matter how many days. It's just first of the month. I got 27 coming out. I could shit them out in one day, and then you know what? Rest of the month, I'm golden.
Do you have
Incorrect.
Do you have any feedback on the consistency?
I mean, I started to track them, and then it was just too much. But fine. I didn't have any weird days. Didn't really drink that much this month, so that's good. Erika, let's do it all over your neck of the woods.
My poops are all over the place. So
I'm sorry. Also, on my trip, I only pooped 2 of the 4 days. I only pooped 1 time. The first day, I pooped 5 times.
Well, that's because you were in an unfamiliar bathroom.
I think so. And it's like I had to basically go to a workspace where I didn't know there was a private bathroom, so I couldn't shit all day at work.
that's fair.
I'm sorry, Erika.
That's okay. So in January, I pooped 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times. Okay. In 31 days, I pooped 5 times.
I got very panicked. I was like, this is going to take so long when you started counting. And I was thinking me counting. Because I went to start when Josh was like, what's the number? I was like, this is going to take me minutes.
6 poops.
Wow.
Right? And 2 of them were in the same day.
Wow.
Didn't get it all
Erika,
out.
I don't know if that's technically positive growth or not, but I think you guys are both just see how good I am, and you're like, we got to get on Josh's level.
Well, that's a very interesting thing that Erika said. She had 2 poops in one day. So really, you were at 5 back to back. You're on pace with Josh, kind of. You just had a rough one day. That'll come out in the wash.
Guess. I did have this week, so I had my last poop of February was on Monday. Probably anxiety shit because Christian was gone. And then I pooped again on Wednesday.
Wow.
That's rare to poop twice in 1 week.
That's
Okay,
crazy.
folks.
The 2 in 1 day is not as rare because it's like I just didn't get it all out the first time.
Sure.
I had gone over a week without. Well, I guess, boys, I had 3 poops.
Huh?
The week between January 30th and February 5th, I had 3 poops that week.
Wild.
When
That's
it was
pretty
going
crazy.
on that week.
I don't know.
Wild.
The rest of them are pretty much a week to 2 weeks apart. But they're all over the place as far as consistency and color.
Well, from talking shit, we're talking more shit because guess what? We did it. We had 1,000 Apple Podcast reviews, all thanks to you guys. We have many more now. We waited a while to do it. But we live watched Bo Burnham's Inside, me, Christian, and Erika, over on our Discord.
You could have been there.
We watched it with our Discord, had a good old time with the people. That link is still available on Discord for you guys to watch it back. You just have to download the video because Daddy messed up the recording. But $1 for the Discord and get you that. And Erika, that's just general thoughts on Bo Burnham's Inside.
Not impressed.
Was it better or worse than expected?
About the same.
Really?
Yeah.
Like 1 to 10, where are you at?
4.
I might fucking throw
Like
this microphone
subpar. Like
soon.
5 is normal. Like 5 is fine.
5 is fine.
And 4 is just slightly worse than fine.
Yeah.
What was your least favorite part about it?
All of it.
What was
See,
your most favorite part about it?
There was one song I enjoyed. The one where it was really short and then he was editing it and then he's recording.
Unpaid intern, yeah.
Yeah, that one. I liked that song.
Because it was short.
No, I just thought it was catchy. I liked it.
Christian, get out your qualms.
I'm pissed, okay? Mm-hmm. I'm going to tell you, I'm just going to lay it out flat for you. The fact that you didn't have an example of why you didn't like it tells me that you came in biased. You didn't have a low, you said the entire thing was the low point, and that pisses me off.
That really rubs him the wrong way, in a way.
I think it comes from the fact that, like, who described this? Was it like Ludwig or something? Described people can be either like enjoyers or like haters, and you either going into consuming some kind of content and you start at like a positive and it can only work down, or you come in at a negative and it can only work up.
Like it really needs, like Erika really needs to be impressed by something for it to catch her.
Yeah.
Erika, do you ever just like have a shit movie on TV and then just need to finish it because your mind is insatiable, or you just flip it off?
You're a flip it off person.
Yeah, I would turn it off.
That's where we differ. Because if I'm watching a bad movie, I have to finish it. I don't care how bad the plot is, how bad the acting is. I got to see it through.
Nah.
Do you think that's an accurate description of how we consume medias? Do you go in being like, like even if it was just like meh, it's still like a negative experience? Or does that have to be actually good for you to be like, yeah, that's fine?
I feel like no matter how I answer this question, you're going to be mad at me. So I'm going to refrain.
I'm pissed that you're not answering.
Yeah. I was actually really upset after we watched that.
Why?
Because he made me feel really bad about it.
I'm sorry.
It's okay. But it was your birthday, so I kept that all inside and only complained to Luis about it.
Until now.
Oh, you kept it inside. Interesting.
Yeah, that's literally why I said that, Josh.
Interesting.
It was an inside joke.
Interesting.
Well,
there you go, guys. Maybe someday I'll watch the Twilight movies. I still have to find time to do it, but I promise I'll do it. And at 2,000 reviews, one of us is getting a tattoo.
Wait until July. I'll get the tattoo.
But get the reviews in now.
Yeah, if you put them all in now, we'll tally the count, and we'll probably know by July.
But we should get to that story probably.
Today I fucked up for allowing my roommate to proofread my CV.
And CV stands for coochie vagina?
Correct.
Cool.
The most professional term for that, yep.
Yeah.
This morning I finally finished updating my CV. My current job is coming to an end and it's time to find work elsewhere, hence the CV. My roommate, who had been following my tedious job hunting process, suggested that I use a paid software he used to make his CV look attractive and professional. He gave me his login details so that I didn't have to pay any subscription fee. At the time, I thought it was cool of him. Total bro move.
It was just Microsoft Word.
With the templates.
The software made my CV look great. I was more than happy with the outcome. However, before I exported my CV as a PDF document, I notified my roommate that I was done updating it, and he wanted to proofread it first. In fact, he insisted. I didn't mind at all. On the contrary, I encouraged it. His feedback was nothing but positive.
Great.
And with the stamp of approval, I exported my CV and sent it to the relevant companies. Earlier this afternoon, I got my first response via email. I was like, damn, that was quick. Then I actually read the email and realized I had nothing to celebrate. The email described my CV as unprofessional and grossly inappropriate and advised me never to contact them again.
What is on it?
At that moment, I decided to click on attachments and open my own CV. And there it was, under hobbies. In quotes here. Enjoys fucking other people's bitches.
What the fuck?
It was a shock to the system, not gonna lie, but it made complete sense. I had sex with my roommate's girlfriend on New Year's Eve.
Whoa, hang on.
How are you still roommates?
She was his ex at the time, and we were both drunk, which is no excuse. But alcohol was the primary source of all the stupid shit that happened that night.
CV did stand for coochie vagina.
It sure did.
I apologized to my roommate the next morning, and not only did he accept my apology, he gave his blessing for me to hook up with her again.
Dude,
But I didn't.
Absolute homie, dude.
That's not a real thing. He's just he doesn't know how to process the emotions.
My roommate seemed really sincere, which made me think everything was good between us. Even when he randomly got back together with his ex. Guess it's safe to say shit ain't right between us at all. He's not answering any of my calls, not responding to any of my messages. So now I don't know what to expect when I get home later. If he wanted me to feel angry and betrayed, well, that motherfucker succeeded.
You're the motherfucker.
I feel like he's not even that mad about it. He's like, he got me pretty good. Yeah. I did fuck his girlfriend, so like,
Top comment. You didn't read it before you sent it out with like 10 million exclamation points.
I don't know. I don't know. If he's like, oh yeah, no changes, looks great, I would be like, yeah, cool, yeah. No, that makes sense.
Next comment says, the proper title for this would have been, today I fucked up by not reading my CV after someone else edited it.
But that's not as juicy of a title.
True.
There's no hooks in that one.
Yeah, well, that was a great twist. That's one of the great twists of 2022. I had a why would you trust anybody with somebody that you fucked over like that? But I had a somewhat similar situation, not entirely, but I was sending out a resume. I don't own Microsoft Word. I'm not a fucking pawn of Microsoft. I'm not paying $80 for that shit.
Get a grip, Bill and Melinda.
So of course I use Google Docs like a man.
Okay.
And so I was editing a resume and whatever that thing is. And I was talking to someone and they're like, yeah, you should really buy Microsoft Word. And I'm like, no, that's dumb. So then they helped me edit it. I had my old resume and they beefed it the fuck up. Looked amazing. Looked really, really good. And I was like, this will definitely get me this job. This is so good. Didn't export it. I didn't export it as a PDF. Just kept it as a Microsoft document. Which is fine. It would have been fine. It was set up properly where I knew it wouldn't have fucked up. However, when I went to go submit my resume, I chose the wrong one. I chose my old resume. Sent it in. As soon as I hit send, I looked at the file name and I was like, that's not good. And I was on the phone. They're like, what? And I was like, I sent my old one. And they're like, what the fuck? Undo. And I tried to reapply for the position, but it just kept popping up with my old resume in there and I couldn't remove it.
Really?
I didn't get the job. Believe it or not. Never got a call.
I'm surprised. Oh, I was gonna say, you would have to like call HR or something. Be like, I swear I had a goof up. That was my pre-graduating resume. Please hire me.
It was so bad. I was so embarrassed. We spent like 4 hours of work on this shit, and then just like, I fucked it up. I just didn't stick the landing.
Fuck writing resumes.
Yeah.
Yes.
This dude's blind confidence of just being like, yeah, my mortal enemy now, he could change my ticket to a job.
He didn't know he was mortal enemies.
How?
He got the stamp of approval to fuck this dude's ex again, so he thought they were good.
Where's he applying for? The fucking stupid factory? They're putting out dumbs?
Got his ass.
Thank you, man. That was ridiculous. I loved that twist.
Mm-hmm.
What does it take to have a resume look good? What does it mean to have a good-looking resume?
Different.
And that
unique.
You're signing up for third-party software to do it.
I really thought that story was going to get deleted, so I screenshot it, but it didn't.
Hooray.
Honestly, biggest thing with the resume is just to look different. You don't want to go base template.
I just feel like any resume I've ever seen looks exactly the same. And I'm not fucking reading it. Give me a break. I look at it and I go, that's a nice thickness between the header and then they got that line there. I go, that's a nice thickness.
Do you want a listener submission and then one more short one, or what do you want from me?
Let's try for that. But Josh, you got a sound?
Of course, before we do our listener submission, we do a listener submitted sound, and I've got a twofer.
Oh.
Wow.
Sent this in. Hello. So my stand-up comedy career is over. Feel like Josh will like this the most. Hopefully, Erika doesn't give it a boo. Also, congrats on the baby, you two. Hope y'all have a great day whenever you see this. Thanks. I hail from the Springfield area of Illinois, so y'all aren't too far from me.
Well, it's like 3 hours, but yeah.
In a random direction. Keep up the great work, and I'll keep tuning in every week. Until next time, Sprite.
Sorry about the comedy career, Sprite.
A dog walks into the bar, and the bartender asks, "Hey man, how's your day been?" And the dog goes, "Rough."
What?
What kind of work does a dog do? Roofing.
Oh, I love it.
Thank you.
And then, of course, they didn't want to leave us just with that. So they sent a follow-up email almost immediately. Alternatively, there is this if you do not enjoy my comedy.
Listener submission sound. The last thing you want on your listener submitted sound is another listener submission sound.
Hell yeah.
Brilliant taste in comedy. Thank you so much, Sprite.
Loved all of it.
When did we just did that voice? When did we do that voice?
A couple episodes ago. Erika didn't know the meme. Still doesn't. But how about that listener submitted story?
Okay.
Judgiespod@gmail.com or Instagram DMs.
Erika, this story is pretty much meant to be read by you because I think you'll find it sweet.
Can we do a different one?
No. If you find me a different one, I guess.
I already read this one. Sorry.
It says, I think you'll find it sweet. With Valentine's Day coming up, I wanted to share it. It's just simply a sweet story. Are you about to make fun of me or?
No, he's just smiling.
Oh, was he? I
just
could only see the side.
happy.
I thought he was getting ready to say something.
I just
mean.
love hearing the fourth Judgy have sweetnesses happening in their day-to-day life.
My brother is married and has a very sweet wife and twin boys. Their story was told at their wedding by her bridesmaid, and his wife never knew about it till then. They had started dating when I was in high school, and my brother was in college. Mind you, my brother is a 6'4" tall man that plays a lot of sports and is muscular. In other words, this man knows how to eat.
Hang on. Is this the guy from the first story?
So they started dating, and she lived in an apartment very close to his university. He would spend a lot of time at her place after school, and she would often cook dinner for him. Now she is in the corporate fashion world and has always been about diets and making sure she stays thin. So when she cooked dinner, the proportions were small and often did not have carbs. My brother, being the shy guy he is, was so hungry after their dinner, but didn't know how to tell her that he was still hungry after she had spent her time cooking him a nice meal. His brilliant idea was to make up a friend from school that he shared a textbook with for class. So after dinner, he would tell her that he needed to go drop off the book to his friend who lived nearby. He would leave and go down to McDonald's and grab some burgers and quickly eat them before he came back. She never knew and learned after the years that he needed a lot of food.
She smelt it on your breath every time.
When she was told this at the wedding, my brother's face was beet red and they were both laughing really hard. I'm not sure why, but this story has always made me smile, and with Valentine's Day coming up, I thought I should send it. It's just adorable to me that he didn't want to hurt her feelings by saying he needed more food. I know he should have just communicated it, but it still shows me that my dumb old jock brother can be sweet and try his best.
You think this is sweet? I think that's fucked up.
I mean, he was trying his best to not hurt her feelings, but you know what we say on here, communication. You built this relationship off of a lie. You started with a foundation of a lie. Divorce now.
His wife didn't know the whole time until the wedding. Is that what they're saying?
That he would be still hungry after they...
How? No. His wife didn't know. Like, she found out at the wedding.
Yes, that he would leave to go get more food.
How does he not smell like McDonald's?
Yeah.
McDonald's has such a thick stench.
I bet you money I could smell on anybody's breath if they've had McDonald's in the last 48 hours or not.
They make a McBreathalyzer too. And if you...
Whose breath are you going around smelling?
I could do it on anybody's.
Why are you getting that close to people? There's still a pandemic going around.
I got to build up that immune system. We all know that pandy isn't real.
They do have a McBreathalyzer, and if you blow too hard, they do give you a real hard grimace. Like that. Perfect.
Go ahead and...
That had weight to it. So you thought that was a sweet story?
I see how you could find it as sweet. I get where they're coming from, but I also I see where you're coming from.
I don't think that was a sweet story. Sorry.
It's sweet.
I guess that story wasn't for me. I guess it was for Erika.
That's why they specifically said it was for me.
Yeah.
I mean, I get what you're saying, and I agree. He should have just communicated. And it does seem weird to me that she didn't notice that, like, your man is still hungry. But
also, I just think if you're big into the diet scene, you should know, like, oh, this dude's 6'4" and he has an athletic build. He probably needs more than 1,500 calories in a day.
Yeah.
That's funny.
That's me.
That's Christian 6'4" athletic build having ass motherfucker.
I fucking wish. I wish so bad I was 6'4".
Christian, every time my coworkers ask how tall you are, I add an inch.
Thank you. That's
How
so
often
funny.
do they ask about Christian?
More than once.
He's up to 8'10" right now, so I don't know.
All right, I have one more short one,
Perfect, Erika.
and it sucks. I'm sorry.
Slap her on.
It
us.
sucks like it's hard to hear or it's not a good story. Because one of those things you could have controlled.
All right, fine. I won't read it.
I want you to read
Okay, bye.
it. I want you to read it.
No, we would love it.
So much.
Am I the asshole for sending my son to wilderness therapy program?
Oh.
Yeah. We don't need we don't need any more details. Yeah, you're probably a piece of shit.
So my son is 14 years old, and he has repeatedly broken my house rules by watching inappropriate videos for his age. I repeatedly confiscated his devices, and when returned, he went right back to doing it. A friend of the family recommended this wilderness program called Red Cliff in Utah. My ex-partner has called me an asshole for sending our son to the program.
Yeah.
Oh, real short one.
Yeah, that's it.
Did you look up what the program is?
I screenshotted that because I'm pretty sure that it was deleted from Reddit, but let me double
that's
check.
definitely a deleter right there.
Red Cliff? That sounds like bad
That
things are
sounds like,
happening there.
I mean, that's in Utah too, so you know it's going to be a real fucky-wucky camp.
Yeah.
I really, learn your lesson as a parent. If there's an action that's happening and it keeps repeating and you don't like it,
Yeah, it got deleted.
fucking change your parenting method.
All the
Yeah.
comments were like, what the fuck? Those
Well-
places are horrible for people.
Yeah.
Also, it's a 14-year-old boy. Of course he's looking at porn.
Dude wants to see porn.
Yeah, that's totally normal. It's completely normal.
Come on.
And even if it wasn't a boy, like girls can look at porn too, or
Yeah.
whoever. It's exploring your sexuality, especially at I don't want to say a young age, but around the same time that you're going through puberty is monumental to your development. And the more that parents try to suppress that shit, that's how you get
Bad people.
bad
Get
people.
Weirdos. You get them freaks.
Yeah. And not kink shaming, but that's how you get specific kinks. That's how you get like
People going into goblin mode.
yes, and unhealthy relationships and self-confidence issues. And I'm not saying that porn is the answer, because it's not the answer for everyone, and that can also lead to self-confidence issues and other things, but it drives me insane that instead of trying to communicate effectively with your child and potentially seeking out actual family therapy to discuss your issues, you're just going to send your kid to some wilderness camp where he's probably going to get abused and traumatized.
Absolutely.
You sent him to fucking holes, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, Stanley Yelnats turned all right.
Are we sure about that?
Yeah.
Have you looked into Stanley Yelnats 2022? Have you seen where he's at now?
I haven't.
He's running Camp Red Rocks or whatever this was called.
Red Cliff.
That's what I said.
He's making him fill all the holes back in.
So,
That
yeah.
sucks. I hope that kid's doing all right.
Yeah, I hope so too.
And like to not even talk about your partner with it.
Yeah, that's
Your ex-partner. But
even
like,
still, like, to send I mean, it's both your children or child
yeah.
to send them away to somewhere that you don't know what's happening there. They're almost always shitty.
Uh-huh. Because what was that? I don't remember the name of the place, but that like therapy place that Paris Hilton got sent to, and a bunch of other celebrity like behavioral rehab places.
I blame Dr. Phil for all this, right? Can we all just
yeah.
agree we blame Dr. Phil for this?
Absolutely.
Partly, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I feel like he's the one that normalized like sending your kid to like boot camp.
I mean, it was a thing before Dr. Phil.
But I feel like that's where it's like that's
more
where it's at
traction.
in my head. When I think of it, I imagine like,
When you send your kid to therapy, it'll be because of Dr. Phil.
yes.
Yeah. Not therapy, to boot camp.
Yeah. Well, he'll need therapy too because
Because of the boot camp.
I'm going to throw rocks at your head.
Open the door. And how about we open the door to the end of this episode, Erika? You're giving me a look, and I
Yeah.
can't tell what kind it is.
Well, I don't. It's fine. We can end it here.
Okay. Well, if you want to see more Judgies content, you can do that on all of our social medias. Erika, please tell them where to go.
You can find us on Google by typing
No,
in the
tell 'em.
Judgies podcast. Or, let me finish. Or you can go to Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, YouTube, at Judgies Pod.
Twitch, Patreon, Letterboxd.
We did get a letterbox follower.
At JUDGIES Pod.
And if you want to send in an email for either a sound or a submission, or you just want to tell us how swell we are, where can they do that, Christian?
You could send us that email that's short for electronic mail. You could send that to our electronic mailbox at judgiespod@gmail.com.
Which is short for G-electronic mail.
Yes. Well, Google electronicmail.com.
And if you want...
That's actually .commercial, but they do .com.
Yeah, and it's actually period, not dot. So it's Google Mail, period, commercial.
Okay, bye.
You hit the button, man!
Have a good week, everyone.
Don't worry, we'll fix it in post. And don't worry,
know how
the
this works.
the judges love you.
Post. I'm pissed.
You'll get it someday.
I'm never going to get it. I don't have rhythm, guys.
You'll get it someday.
Goof, you old stinkers. Maybe if I go gobble, I'll get it.
There you go.
Bye.